Hello, my name is Ashley Blackwell. For this presentation, I will be going over the Nashville housing data using the data preparation from Unit 4 in IBM Cognos. The problem and decisions that need to be made for this data to me are how can Nashville's housing market profit in 2025 given the data that is available? Um, for the preparation, the data that I had for that, the visualizations that I have made, the first is land value and sale price by the year built. From this visualization, what I have gained is the average sale price for the properties of around 289,000. The land value average 55.3 million. And in this graph, this visualization that I have, it does show that in 2015, there is a significant rise in sale price. And my question would be, for the year 2015, what did the housing market look like? In what areas were people not buying? Were builders not building? And so that is something that I would like to look into. For the second graph from the Unit 4 data preparation, I have land value, building value, and total value colored by tax district. Across all districts, the average building value is 161,000 and the total value for the properties is around 232,000. With the city of Berry Hill and the Urban Services District, one thing or a couple of things I noticed was that the Urban Services District has over 20,000 properties, and that is 77% of the total number of properties in Nashville. So I think that is also important. Um, Last visualization from the Unit 4 data preparation is the sale price and total value by year built. What I'm trying to do here with the year built, I think that the year built and the exterior wall have a lot in common, given that certain years used certain materials. With this visualization, I have the total value being higher during 2005 and 7. Again, I would go back to those years and find out what the housing market looked like, etc. Over all years, the sale price has an average of 509,000, which, if we go back to a couple of visualizations ago, I have a different average sale price, and so that is something to look into. But that is all of the years as well. In 2001, sale price averaged at 247,000, and in 2009, it averaged at 688,000, which does make sense given that prices increase as the years go by. The average sale price was low during 2001. Again, that was something that I would want to revisit just to look at the housing market and to find out what the economy looked like, etc. With the assistant from IBM Cognos, some of the things that I asked the assistant to do were to load, first and foremost, load Unit 4 data preparation. Second, is the sale price affected by the year built? That was one question that I had, and then I wanted it to color that with the exterior wall, and does the exterior wall affect the sale price? And I got some really valuable information from the assistant. These visualizations really did open up my eyes to new ideas and new ways to explore the data. One visualization that I had from the assistant was the sale price by grade and building value. And so with this visualization, what I have here is that a grade A structure has a higher sale price, but a lower building value, which is, to me, it's something that I would like to look into more. With a grade B structure, the sale price is right at mid-range and the building value is also at mid-range. When the sale price is even lower with a grade C, which makes sense, and the building value is high. This is something that I would like to look into more because in my mind, if you have a grade A structure, the building value would be a little bit higher. But what I have here is that grade and building value are strong drivers in relation to total value at 85.6%. I can see that definitely. The second visualization from the assistant, I have the sale price by year built, colored by the exterior wall. I do have an outlier of stone. I'll talk about that in a second. But to kind of break this visualization apart, the sale price for stucco has started out at just below 1 million in 1913. which stucco in 1913, this may be a problem with the data needing to be cleaned. I don't know. I'd have to check and research whether stucco was used in 1913. But it increased to 1.8 million in 2004, and a sharp increase in 2005 at almost 3 million, and not in 2009. It was still high, but under 2 million, and it has the highest sale prices. In 2005, stucco and stone structures had unusually high sale prices. 2005 is the only year with the values for stone, and the sale price for stucco declined in 2005. The sale price for brick structures is the next highest underneath stucco and stone, and it slowly increased over time, beginning at over 1.8 million in 1832, then dipping a little bit to a little over 800,000 in 1890. During 1912 to 2004, it increased and remained steady at around a million. In 2005, the sale price dipped to under a million, rising again to a million in 2007, dipping in 2008 to under a million, and increasing since that time, with an over 1 million average price tag in 2009 and almost a 1.8 million again in 2011. So with brick, what I see is if you don't take 1832 into account, a trend of an increase. And this seems to be, other than frame, the only structure that has, well, I'm sorry, other than frame and from frame and stone, the only value that has that trend line of an increase. And lastly, the lowest value sale prices are found with frame at around 800,000, with an increase to around 900,000 in 2011. Brick and frame at around 900,000, and declining, and then frame and stone structures are increasing, with the last price being over a million in 2007, but no data for frame and stone are available after that time. And that is odd how certain exterior walls have certain years there that are covered, and then they just stop. And I do see a couple of outliers in this visualization. So the key takeaways, from what I've researched and from this data that I've played with, are the year built, exterior wall, and the land value. I think that these are three important things. They are not the most important things. I think that there are a lot of other avenues I would like to go down with this data. But the year built, certain years have certain materials used for structure construction. Unfortunately, some of these materials are responsible for profit loss. That doesn't stand for all materials, however. Exterior walls, which are the materials that can impact the sale of a property. Certain materials are made to last for long periods of time but are expensive, like brick. I will see here, however, that some properties people want to purchase not for the structure. They want to purchase it for the property location and for their land use. And so that is something that I want to pursue in the future with this data set. I think it is something that is extremely important when it comes to renters and when it comes to people that are looking to move to certain places, and then they want to stay around that mid-range of prices. For the land value, it is also impacted by the tax district. I've kept this in mind more than the year built due to the impact that the tax district has on the property value and sale price. The tax district, at first I thought that the tax district needed to be really, really good as far as income in order for people to want to buy property, but that's not the case. I feel that the tax district at a lower income is also appealing to people who want to move there or purchase a property to use it for a specific purpose, due to the amount of money that they're going to be spending. Um, for best practices, I think that the data preparation is extremely important, as far as cleaning the data, looking for duplicates, null values, etc. And also a clear understanding of what the data means, the field that you're working in. I think that is of utmost importance. For example, towards the end of this particular project, I had to look up the grades for buildings and understand the meanings for these grades. And I saw how the grade really fit into exploring the data and discovering different ways to process and visualize the data for different reasons and purposes. I'm really enjoying going through this data set. The data set is very large. I am really enjoying moving through it and trying to figure out the best use for it. I don't think that I've found that yet, but I think that I am headed in that direction. I certainly was kind of took a left turn towards the end of this project, and saw that maybe I wasn't heading in the right direction because maybe the structure didn't actually mean the most when it came to properties and selling property. Maybe it's a good idea to look into those vacant properties or properties that have multiple sales in one sale. Maybe it's a good idea to look into the owners of the property and see who owns the largest amount of properties, to look at those people. And maybe it's a good idea to look at the property city and sale prices, that are by year. There are some things that I thought that would be nice to include in the data set, which could be interest rates or the year, or I'm sorry, the date that the property was listed on the market. So, but thank you so much for your time, and I really enjoyed working through this data set, and hopefully we'll continue.